In the world of high-stakes diplomacy, timing is everything. But for a leader who claims the title of Vishwaguru or global teacher, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi may have just overseen the most significant strategic disaster in modern Indian history. Imagine being invited as a guest to a prestigious international event, participating in joint parades and taking selfies with your hosts, only to be hunted down and sunk on your way to home, Iran. This isn't a thriller novel, it is the grim reality currently shaking the Indian Ocean. On February 25 and 26, Prime Minister Modi made a historic, yet many argue reckless visit to Israel. He stood before the Israeli Knesset, proudly lecturing the world about the strength of the India-Israel bond. But while the world saw images of Modi sharing smiles and unwanted laughs with Benjamin Netanyahu, the Middle East was a time bomb. Days later, the explosion happened. In a move that has stunned the global community, the United States and Israel launched an aggressive attack on Iran, killing Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei. As the region turned towards the brink of total war, the world looked at New Delhi for a voice of balance. Instead, there was a loud silence. Modi, who represents the world's largest democracy and a neighbor to Iran, could not find a single word of condolence, let alone condemnation, for the assassination of a neighboring head of states. This silence wasn't just a diplomatic choice, it was a message. As analysts have noted, India has objectively positioned itself on the side of the aggressors. But the betrayal goes deeper than absolute silence. It has turned literal and bloody in the waters of Indian Ocean. The Iranian warship IRIS Dena was not in the region for combat. It was a guest of Indian Navy. It had just completed a high-profile maritime exhibition at New Delhi's invitation. After 2 weeks of marching in parades and building brotherhood with Indian officers, the ship began its 3,000-kilometer journey home that it never made. Despite being in international waters, territory where India claims to be the net security provider, the US launched a torpedo. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth confirmed the quiet death of the vessel from the Pentagon. More than 87 Iranian sailors, the same men who were just days ago posing for photos with Indian counterparts, are now dead. Tehran is furious. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has warned that the US will bitterly regret this precedent. But their anger isn't just directed at Washington. They are looking at New Delhi. How could a guest ship returning from an Indian exercise be hunted down like a prey under Modi's watch? The domestic fallout in India is already reaching a boiling point. India is home to a massive Shia Muslim population who have taken to the streets to protest the brutal killing of Khamenei. Even within the halls of power, the opposition Congress party has slammed the government, stating that Modi has recklessly abdicated India's national interest and destroyed a foreign policy carefully built over decades. For years, India's strength was its strategic autonomy, its ability to talk to everyone. But by aligning so selectively with the US and Israel during this illegal offensive, has Modi backstabbed a long-term partner and a permanent neighbor like Iran? Diplomatically, India now looks compromised by only criticizing Iran's retaliation while staying silent on the initial strikes. India's credibility as a regional mediator has vanished. It has raised a haunting question. Did the US and Israel inform Modi that they were going to sink a guest ship in his own backyard? And if they did, why did he allow it? And if they did not inform, does Modi has the ability to take any action against the US for the crime committed against its guest under its own waters? This isn't just a cooling of relations, it's a fracture. As the IRIS Dena sits at the bottom of Indian Ocean waters of Sri Lanka, it takes with it years of India's diplomatic prestige. Modi's historic visit to Israel may well be remembered as the moment India stopped being a global leader and started being a silent partner in a war it cannot control. Now Sri Lanka is trying to safeguard lives on second Iran ship after US attack. The second warship was heading to the same area where a US submarine destroyed an Iranian frigate, killing dozens of sailors in international waters. The consequences, both short and long term, will be felt far beyond the shores of the Indian Oceans. The question remains, at what cost did India trade its sovereignty?